California Cooking. Today, we're celebrating Mother's Day, and we've got Mom covered from breakfast, brunch, till dinner. Levi and I are baking berry muffins, the perfect thing for Mom to wake up to. Then I'm making easy crepes 3 different ways, and Dayna Devon is taking us to the family restaurant Osteria Mamma that specializes in home-cooked Italian meals. First up, when I traveled to France for the first time 10 years ago, I fell in love with the crepe, but I was always way too intimidated to try to make it at home. But I found out it's really easy. All you need is a nonstick pan, and it's the perfect brunch recipe for Mother's Day. So I thought for this Mother's Day, I'd come up with a recipe that would require very little mess in the kitchen, which I know is the one thing that actually moms wish for on Mother's Day, is that while as much as they love a home-cooked breakfast, they don't want a big old mess in the kitchen. So, crepes, I thought would be the perfect thing. And here's why. They're intimidating. I've never made crepes until recently, and it's just a couple of ingredients in the crepe batter: flour, eggs, milk, and butter, which we all pretty much have in the fridge and in the pantry anyway. So that's easy. And then fill it with whatever you like. It could be berries, it could be sweet, it could be savory, and I've got a couple different options. But first, let me get you the crepe batter. Now, the one thing about crepe batter, you need a little advanced warning because an hour to overnight. So if you get up in the morning, you make this, just let it sit for an hour in the fridge. And then if you make it the night before, even better, then you can just wake up and do it. But basically in the blender, you put flour, milk, eggs, butter, and boom, you've got crepe batter. Hello, mister.
I have a surprise.
You have a surprise? Come here, let me see. What'd you make?
Flowers.
Thank you, sweetheart. Look at how pretty. For Mother's Day, can I have a kiss? Mwah. Thank you. This crepe recipe, I just found it online. If you want to know the one I used, you can go to our Instagram at KTLA California Cooking. So the nonstick skillet, I got it on medium-low heat. And then you need some butter. Even though there's butter in the batter, you just don't want this to stick. So get the butter going. I think a ladle is helpful. All right, here goes nothing. Okay, then you swirl. You swirl. Wait until the bubbles and then you flip. I wonder if I did this move. Yay! Okay. Just gotta flip this part over. You guys, this looks like a crepe. Yay! And now, literally 30 seconds, it's done. Now, they're just blank canvases, so you can put whatever you want in them. And I got a few fun different ingredients that I thought would be lovely, like a savory one. So I have some shredded Gruyere cheese, or Fontina, whichever you prefer, really any cheese, but I tried to go with something a little fancier. And then some lovely like French ham, and I put that in, and then here's all you do. You fold, and you fold, and here's your crepe. And then what I think I'm actually gonna do with this one, because of the Gruyere, I'm gonna just pop it in a warm oven so the cheese melts. There's one, easy. On to crepe number 2. I love smoked salmon on a bagel, whatever. So this is in the fish aisle. If you go to the grocery store, you'll see this right near where the fish market is, fish department. And I got some lovely smoked salmon. And then you can take some creme fraiche, some sour cream, and just so Mom knows what's in it, I think if we lay a little bit of that salmon across the top it with some creme fraiche or sour cream, fresh dill or chives, and voila, we have crepe number 2. Now, on to number 3, which is for the mom with the sweet tooth, a little bit of this creamy Nutella in the middle. This is the one that I first had in Paris when I tried a crepe for the very first time. And I was won over. That's all you needed. We've got some beautiful fresh strawberries. And because the crepe is a little warm, the chocolate's gonna melt. And you know what I think I'm gonna do for that one? A little bit of powdered sugar. There you go, 3 different crepes for Mom. And it was so easy as making pancakes. Those crepes are so easy and delicious, and you can cater them to whatever Mom likes. If you want the complete recipe, check out our Instagram. Coming up, Dayna Devon is taking us to one of her favorite restaurants named after an Italian mama. But first, Levi and I are talking to my mama. We're surprising Grandma Debbie with some delicious muffins. That's coming up next. My mom lives in Florida, and usually I send her flowers for Mother's Day, but I thought this year it'd be really special if Levi and I made her homemade muffins. Let's see how it goes if Levi doesn't eat all the batter first.
Uh-oh, we're almost out. There's no more.
We don't have enough cupcake holders or muffin holders here. We have a couple doubled up. What are we gonna make today, Levi? We're gonna make blueberry muffins. Actually, blueberry blackberry muffins. Which do you like better, blueberries or blackberries? So this past weekend,
I want sprinkles in it.
but of course, everything has to have sprinkles. So this past weekend, I made homemade muffins for the very first time. I'm not a very good baker. Thank you. I'm not a very good baker, but it was fun to make the muffins, right?
It's not going in.
So what I thought would be a fun idea, Levi, what if we made some muffins and then for Mother's Day, we sent them to Grandma? I think she would like that. A little package of blueberry muffins from you?
Only one.
Just sending her one.
Yeah.
So we keep the rest?
Yeah.
Oh boy. Here's what we do. So the first thing you do is you room temperature butter. You start with the room temperature butter. And I never remember to take the butter out. So one trick, and actually it's a trick my mom taught me, is I poured hot water into this jar, dumped it out, then stuck the butter in here, closed it off, and then it softens the butter within like 15 minutes. So at least that's faster than it sitting out on the counter. And the thing is, when you stick it in the microwave, it always melts it too much. So this is a good way to soften the butter. Can you do this for me? Can you shake it around so the butter gets soft? Maybe while we're waiting for the butter, let's do our dry ingredients. No, let's keep it in there. Do you know what this weekend is?
Mother's Day.
So here, can you do this for me? Scoop some flour. Get me
Put it in the
2 cups of flour. Oh,
I'm gonna put it in the sifter.
but remember when we bake, what do? We have to do something. Be level. Excellent. 1 cup.
I want to put it.
Okay, you do the second one. We need a second one. Nice. 2, ½ teaspoon of salt going in, and 2 teaspoons of baking powder. That's our dry ingredients, and that's exactly what you do. You get all those bits. On to our butter and eggs. So here's our ½ stick of butter onto 1 1/4 cup sugar.
I turned it on.
Nice.
I turned it on.
And then we cream the butter and the sugar until it gets nice and creamy.
Now
Let's do a little vanilla, a teaspoon and a ½ of vanilla. We're gonna do 2 eggs. So let me crack an egg and you can dump it in. Okay, 1 egg, 2 eggs. In goes our dry. And just slowly get that going. And you know what I'm gonna do into the rest of the dry ingredients? I'm gonna zest some orange into our muffins. Okay, in goes the rest. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take some of the blueberries and blackberries. So we're gonna take a fork, and look, this bowl,
Smashing
we're
it
gonna
up.
smash them up. Take out all your,
That's what you do when you're a baby.
yeah, exactly. It's like mashing food for a baby. The mashed berries are going in. Now, the rest of the berries. So what I do is I add a little bit of flour because they claim that if you coat your berries in flour, it suspends them in the batter, meaning they won't all sink to the bottom. So just a sprinkle of flour to coat your berries.
Yummy.
Here's the batter, and we scrape the sides, give it a good mix. I want to add a little bit of cinnamon. So I'm gonna just add a little sprinkle of cinnamon to our berries, probably about a teaspoon. These are gonna be so full of berries. Now I'll just manually stir the rest, just to be sure all of our muffins come out. A little cooking spray. I take a tablespoon and I eyeball it in the oven for, I'm gonna check them in 25 to 30 minutes. All right, muffins in, we'll call Mom when they're done. So Levi really loved that batter. Coming up, we're gonna see what Grandma Debbie thinks of our homemade muffins. Plus, Dayna Devon is taking us to her favorite restaurant that specializes in home-cooked Italian meals. That's coming up next. Dayna Devon is a mom to two beautiful kids, but when she wants to take the night off and relax, she takes the whole family to Osteria Mamma for a homemade Italian meal.
Hi, Jess. There are some moms who like to cook dinner for their families 5 nights a week. That is definitely not me. As a matter of fact, my husband hides things from me in the oven. So we come here to this restaurant all the time. It's one of our absolute favorites. And I want to take this opportunity to introduce you to my favorite brother and sister team, the co-owners of Osteria Mamma. God, these pictures are so great. So I love that this restaurant is all about family and that one of the things that you use to decorate the restaurant is old pictures of family.
These are my aunt and uncle.
Okay.
My grandparents with me. That one actually is me and my little brother.
You were holding your little brother.
Yes.
Oh my God. Wow, you got pictures from all the way back. So what was your point in putting up these pictures in the restaurant?
Every recipe Mama put on the menu is attached to our history, I mean, a story of the family. The majority of the dish we have in the menu, it has a story behind.
That's incredible. Awesome.
That's the legacy, we have with Mama, and we don't want to lose that.
This is a funny thing. This is my favorite dish on the menu, but I can never say it. So how do you say the name?
Garganelli.
Garganelli.
Garganelli. The black olive, the caper, the fresh cherry tomato, and the arugula. All the ingredients are fresh. Mixing extra virgin oil is fantastic.
And then, so this is on the menu all the time.
All the time, yes.
Tastes like those tomatoes were picked off the vine this afternoon. That's how fresh it is. And the noodle, the pasta, and that's all homemade pasta.
Correct.
How long does it take to make that pasta?
I mean, let's say an hour, more or less. But we have so many different types of pasta that it's a few hours every morning.
It's amazing.
Monday through Saturday.
It's so great that you guys do this here. Okay, now tell me about this dish. What is this?
Our version of chicken nuggets.
Right.
Definitely healthier. It's a baked chicken,
Okay.
in almond and fennel. We serve it with mashed potatoes. And it's a recipe very, very old. We're talking about
Really?
Renaissance.
From the Renaissance in the Middle Ages. Oh my gosh, okay. It's delicious. What do we have here?
Bigoli, it's a noodle from our town. It's dated back 1624, 26.
Okay.
And it's been adopted in the town around Padua, so in the Veneto area, northeast Italy. And it's a kind of unique of the area. You can't find in Rome or Milan or Florence.
Until you brought it to California.
Correct. And our father makes every day.
And what's on top of this?
This is a duck ragu, also typical of the area where we come from.
That might be my new favorite.
This is home-style cuisine.
Right.
So it's definitely fresher, healthier, what you want to give to your kids. So we like to think about most of our customers are becoming part of the family for us.
I know I am. I know I'm part of your family. So Jess, why would I ever cook when I have Osteria Mamma so close to my home? You have got to try it because I absolutely promise you will love it.
Dayna, happy Mother's Day, and that food looks so delicious. By the way, moms, if you want to take the night off from cooking, Osteria Mamma is open for takeout and delivery. Now on to our surprise from my mom. Everybody's Zooming these days, so we decided to surprise my mom with a Zoom and some homemade berry muffins. Take a look. Hi, Mom!
Hi, Jess.
Happy Mother's Day, Mom!
Happy Mother's Day to you too. Thank you, sweetie.
Levi, say hi to Grandma.
But you gotta take the wrapper off.
He's teaching
Hi, Levi.
Grandma, he's teaching you how to eat muffins.
Okay, show me how it's done, honey.
Gotta take the wrapper off.
Right.
Okay,
Throw it
okay,
in the trash.
Hopefully
okay.
not the muffin, just the wrapper.
Yeah.
You know what we did, Mom? For the first time, we made homemade blueberry, blackberry muffins.
All right, I love those.
Don't they look pretty
Awesome.
good?
They look delicious. Delicious.
Mom knows I got my baking genes from you. We're not big bakers.
Not really big bakers, but you can't go wrong with a blueberry muffin. Those are good.
That's what I think. And you know what else I did?
Yummy.
We learned
What?
this from Ina, Mom. I made cinnamon orange zest butter.
Oh man. Ina would be proud. That looks delicious.
Not to
That
rub
looks
it in, but
delicious.
we're gonna take a bite and see how we did.
Go for it. Go for it.
Mmm, Levi,
Good.
high five me. Or not. Mom, these
Delicious.
are really good and we're gonna send you some. The muffins were really easy. You're gonna go eat it at the table? All right, he's out of here, Mom. Happy
Well, I
Mother's
look
Day.
forward to getting them. I'll have them with a cup of coffee. They look so good.
Love you. I think they're better than flowers.
I think they're way better than flowers. Thanks, honey. I love you.
Love
Happy
you
Mother's
too.
Day.
Happy Mother's
Bye.
Day.
Oh, happy Mother's Day, Mom. I wish we could all be together this year. If you want another little sweet treat for Mom this Mother's Day, check out my mini rose apple pies. As you guys know, baking, not really my thing. So I found a way to do apple pies with very little prep, very few ingredients, and it's pretty much foolproof. When you go to the grocery store, I would go for the apples that have the red skin on them because it'll end up looking prettier. These are, my favorite are Honeycrisp. I love Honeycrisp apples because they're sweet and tart. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna shave the apples and roll them in puff pastry where they create a little rosette, stick them in a muffin tin, bake them for 30, 40 minutes, and you've got little mini apple pies. But they're pretty. So the first thing I'm gonna do is get the apples nice and thin because that's how you make the rosette. So this stabs the apples so you don't cut yourself. Okay, let's see if this works. I'm always nervous when I do things over a blade like that. Here we go, we have our apple slices. So easy, look at that, paper thin. What I'm gonna do now, I heated up a little bit of water on the back burner here, and you just wanna soften the apples just a little bit, because that way we're gonna roll them, and if they're not softened, they'll just break. A little bit of lemon, because lemon will keep the apples from browning, and I might just add a teeny bit of sugar. And honestly, if your apples are sweet, you could even skip this step, because we're gonna put a little bit of apricot jam on the apples when we're done, so that'll give it some sweetness. We'll let those hang out for just a minute, and I'll clean up my apples. Forget making pastry dough, or puff pastry for that matter, which no one recommends actually making puff pastry because it's way too difficult. So the freezer section at the grocery store will help us with that. This is puff pastry sheets. So this is what we're going to use as the base for our little rosettes. 2 sheets. We unfold it, and you want to thaw it either room temperature for a little while or in the refrigerator overnight, which is what I did. I put a little flour down on the counter here so it doesn't stick, and I just want to roll it out a little. We rolled that out. Now we've got our puff pastry cut into sheets, and I'll show you what we do. Okay, before I do that, I'm gonna take your muffin tin, and I'm gonna take a stick of butter and just circle it around there just to make sure these don't stick, but puff pastry have a good amount of butter, so I think we'll be fine. So I drain my apples. You wanna get the excess water off, and they're a little bit softer because we put that hot water on the apples, and now you'll be able to fold them up. So let me show you what we do. We layer our apples, so cute, okay? And then you fold up the pastry dough, like that. And now, if all goes well, this is where it should start to look like a rose. You just twist, 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 twist. It's a rose! Okay, there we go, we did it. So, here comes our muffin tin. And we just place that in there, and we keep going. Okay, roses are done. I'm gonna put them in the oven, 350 degrees, for about 30 to 40 minutes. So I'll check on them at 30. Our little rose apple pies are out of the oven, and they're perfect. But what I'm gonna do before I remove them, I let them cool just a little bit, and I took apricot jam jelly, I warmed it up on the stove, and I'm gonna take a pastry brush and just do this. And these are so great to serve, whether it be a special occasion, what a nice thing to have at a little party, but I think it's just a great way to use apples. 4 ingredients, so easy. Honestly, I would have this for breakfast. How cute are these? I love it. I already started taste testing. What a yummy. Little afternoon treat. I hope you try them.
Edible roses. What's more Mother's Day than that? Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week. Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
Aw, thanks, my baby. Mwah.
Are you and Daddy gonna make me something for Mother's Day? No. No?
I brought my trumpet.
The dad wants his shot.
There he is.
Who's that?